Hello, I'm Andy, and the story I'm about to read you is called Super Sydney and His Amazing Pals, written by Millie Reid and Sophie Powell. In a tall brick building behind a painted blue door lived a brave boy named Sydney and the helmet he wore. Each morning he woke to a slobbery kiss from his favourite shaggy dog named Hamish. He leapt out of bed with a yawn and a stretch and swallowed the pills he'd asked Hamish to fetch. He strapped on his helmet, tugged on his jeans, and whoosh! He became the hero of dreams. Epilepsy meant every day the challenge was new. But Sydney was courageous. He knew just what to do. With his sister Olivia, he explored forests and built forts, always an exciting adventure of some sort. Hamish helped them build a den one grey morning. Then all of a sudden, with no sign or warning, Sydney fell to the ground with a bang and a shake. His friends didn't know if he was asleep or awake. Olivia shouted to Sydney but got no reaction, then glanced over at Hamish and they sprang into action. Hamish let out a yelp and quickly spun around, moving cushions and chairs to stop Sydney's head banging down. Olivia dashed to the phone and pressed 999. Then she listened till there was a voice on the line. "Which service do you need?" "Ambulance, please." Olivia explained how Sydney had fallen to the floor and gave her address so the paramedics could find the door. They waited with Sydney till they heard a faint sound, a familiar noise going round and around. Nee-naw, nee-naw, nee-naw. It grew louder and louder until they could see blue lights all flashing. 1, 2, 3. Knock, 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 knock. Arriving at the door dressed in green boiler suits were two real-life superheroes wearing big black boots. Olivia opened the door and said, "How do you do?" shook their hands and ushered them through. When Sydney came round, he was tired and confused. His legs were like jelly. They felt floppy and bruised. The paramedics checked Sydney's heart, his eyes and his breathing. Then they asked him about how he was feeling. The next morning at breakfast in that tall brick house, Sydney sat between his pals, quiet as a mouse. He realised that superheroes are brave, kind and able. And there were 3 of them sitting right there at the table. There we go. That was called Super Sydney and His Amazing Pals.